With the power of Tandem HR, you are in the fast lane on Main Street with Get Down to Business with Shalom Klein, the show for business and jobs. Now, the champion of networking, the advocate of jobs, the guru of business, your host, Shalom Klein.
I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. That's what Michael Jordan said. Great inspirational quote for entrepreneurs that are out there. We are all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. And business, we talk a lot about business here. You're on with Get Down to Business, and I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you can always download podcasts from Get Down to Business on my website at shalomklein.com. And while you're there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Shalom Klein. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or call 630-928-0510. You can also email them, simplify@tandemhr.com. This week, we'll be joined by Tom Kuczmarski from the Chicago Innovation Awards, David Stolman, a candidate for Lake County Treasurer, Jake Weiss from Weiss Properties, and Glenn Kapitansky from Trexan Consulting. But first, I want to introduce our first guest, who is really an innovator. And innovation is something so important in the world of business and entrepreneurship. And those are subjects that our next guest knows a thing or two about. Tom Kuczmarski from the Chicago Innovation Awards, thanks for joining us on Get Down to Business.
Good morning. My pleasure.
Good morning. So, Tom, you're the founder and co-chair of the Chicago Innovation Awards. Tell us a little bit about the history of how you got started and what the awards actually are.
Oh, I'd be glad to. Well, actually, it was about 13 years ago when I went to Dan Miller, who was then the business editor at the Chicago Sun-Times, with the idea of really acknowledging and recognizing 10 companies in Chicago, or 10 organizations that have been really doing some great new products, new services, or new process type of work. And so 13 years ago, we had 75 people come to our first Chicago Innovation Award. Last year, we had 1,500 people come to the Chicago Innovation Awards at the Harris Theater. And now we have 8 events over the course of the year where we're bringing together thousands of innovators throughout the city of Chicago. And I think the real key to it, our mission is to celebrate, educate, and connect innovators of big companies and small companies throughout the Chicagoland region. And I think the key to all of it is that people are, doing such a great job today at coming out with new businesses and new business models and new products and new services, and we're not recognizing it enough. And that's what the Chicago Innovation Awards does.
That's fantastic. And I know in my network, I hear people talking about the Chicago Innovation Awards year round, excited to hear from, names that they may have heard of in the paper, people that have, again, taken an idea and turned it into reality. And that's exciting that you're drawing such a massive crowd. And Tom, some pretty high profile people as well. Tom, tell us about some of the folks that, joined at the last awards at the Harris Theater.
Well, last year at the Chicago Innovation Awards, and this year it's on October 30th, too. So please, you can actually even go to our website right now, and you can sign up to come on October 30th at the Harris Theater. But here's the thing that I love about it. So, for example, at last year's Chicago Innovation Awards, one of the winners was Innova Technologies. Innova Technologies is a relatively small and new company that has microwave technology that now stock exchanges are using to increase the speed of their transactions. To a company called First Alert that has changed the smoke alarm category. When you have to reach up into your ceiling and change that beeping smoke alarm when it's going off and you can't quite reach it and it's squealing. Well, now what they've done is redesigned it, and it's called the Atom. It's a small, about 3 inches high, that you put on your wall, and it also will signal with a blinking light before it's about to lose its battery. So, it can be a highly advanced technology. It can be a simple design, which now, though, offers a new solution for a consumer or for a customer.
And we're talking with Tom Kuczmarski from the founder of the Chicago Innovation Awards. And of course, Tom, before we break for our commercials, we will turn to you and make sure that you share the website so people can find out more about the next set of Chicago Innovation Awards taking place, as you said, October 30th this year, and we're excited to share that opportunity with our Get Down to Business listeners. But Tom, tell me, what are who are the people that sort of inspire you? What are the business stories? Who are the individuals out there that sort of give you inspiration and ideas to keep you going in your respective businesses and community involvement?
You know, that's such a great question, and the answer for me is it's people that are creating new value. And so, you know, and it can be somebody like Pete Cadence. Pete Cadence founded SoCore Energy, and SoCore Energy is a commercial leasing of solar panels company. And when they won a Chicago Innovation Award about 4 years ago, you know, they were doing about $6, $8, $10 million a year in sales. Well, now they're about tenfold that, and they also were acquired by Edison International out on the West Coast. Well, it's not about the financials, honestly. It's about the value that's being created by these innovators for their products and services, but more importantly, it's the value that's being created within the company and the employees that they're growing and advancing each year. So it's people like Jay Shikawa, of Field Glass, who started that company, who just a couple of months ago sold his company to SAP for $1 billion. I mean, the goal here isn't an exit, but it does represent real tangible value that's being created. And just one other, I'll give you an example of that won a Chicago Innovation Award, is Paws, Pets Are Worth Saving. And that was founded by Paula Faceas, who had a strong belief that we needed to do something about the number of dogs and cats that are being killed each year. And so she created neuter and spay clinics as well as adoption centers to really tackle that problem. So in all cases, it's all about creating new value.
Well, those are some fantastic and fascinating and inspirational stories of, as you said, people that are making a difference. I know I was invited probably about 2 years ago to a conversation. I've shared the story with some of my friends out there, a conversation with the administration at the White House about social innovation and faith-based communities. And honestly, Tom, I didn't know what the heck that was. I went out there and looked into it, and I met some of the most fascinating people from around the country that are making a difference in their communities. And as you said, taking an idea, running with it, and, going through all the speed bumps and all the hurdles that starting any small business or starting any organization takes, and turning it into a reality and making a difference in their community. And after all, that's what it's all about. So, Tom, for our listeners that are out there that might be sort of listening to this and contemplating, well, I have an idea, I want to make something happen. What advice do you have for them to sort of weather the storm and make it a reality?
Honestly, I think they should first get involved with the Chicago Innovation Awards. And here's the reason why. If you take this month on August 18th, August 18th is one of our events called Media, Capital, and Talent Day, where we bring together 20 different panelists that are media experts, capital experts, and talent experts. And so to spend 4 hours with these folks, you really wouldn't get another opportunity to do that unless you came to this event. Or on September 3rd at the Park West is called our Seeing Things Differently nominee reception. And we'll have about 1,000 people attending that event. And these are two events before the big one on October 30th. So honestly, if you're interested in innovation, becoming actively involved in our organization will give you lots of connections and lots of knowledge and information.
Well, lots of exciting stuff to look forward to on the calendar. And this week, we're going to be talking with some of those other innovators that, of course, I'll remind them to join us on October 30th at the Chicago Innovation Awards. But some other people making a difference in the community. We're excited to share their stories with listeners of Get Down to Business. So, Tom, before we let you go, how can people find out more, register for the Chicago Innovation Awards on October 30th, but also all the other events that are coming up?
Sure. Well, our website is www.chicagoinnovationawards.com. So it's pretty easy, and if you go to the site, all of the events and all the activities are laid out.
Fantastic. And you've got a great team of people making it happen, putting together the program for these events. I've met a few of them, and it's always, I know they've got a lot in store this year. So, Tom, thank you again for joining us. We're excited to see you again over the next few months, and hopefully continue to share inspiration with our listeners, but also share the excitement of what's coming up at the Chicago Innovation Awards. So thanks again for joining us on Get Down to Business.
Thanks so much.
Of course. Get Down to Business is brought to you in part by Everett Wealth Solutions, a registered investment advisor and financial planning firm, a fiduciary advisor that helps you create your personal wealth. You can find them at EverettWealthSolutions.com. Once again, EverettWealthSolutions.com, or call 708-771-7777, 708-771-7777. And I always like to throw in a tidbit or two of networking advice. Remember, pay it forward. Pay it forward and make every conversation about the other person that you're meeting with. That's the key to success in business. After the break, we're going to be talking more about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. You can get on my website, ShalomKlein.com, find out more advice and information on small business to success. Let's get down to business after the break. Join us for more conversation.